Welcome back to my channel. This is me recording my third video of the day, and it's about Danielle Walters. So I remember Danielle Walters popping up on my TikTok every now and again, and she would kind of give big sister energy. And then she was like, I'm 30, so here's what you need to know in your 20s. And I was a couple of years younger, so I was always like interested in seeing what she was saying. And I don't think I ever like fully finished a video, but I consumed it. I was like, okay, fair enough. Yeah, you shouldn't take anything too serious until 3 months. Let them show you who they are, and that takes a couple of months. Like, don't bring them home straight away. Don't be rushing to go on too many dates. You know, all these kind of things. Then it's like, oh, cool, great. Bear in mind, I was watching her videos while being like with my now fiance, so you know what I mean. But I liked her videos. Anyway, so I haven't consumed any of her content in, I want to say, like a year or two. So then anyway, I posted up, where have I been? At 21.
This is so fucking weird. This is so weird. I have been so busy with the holidays that I haven't had the time to make a video on how strange this is, but don't you dare think I've been missing it, okay? There are 21 episodes now on how Danielle Walter and her new boyfriend became boyfriend and girlfriend. Not how they got married, not how they got proposed to, even any of that would be like way excessive, but how they decided to become a couple. And it is odd. It is very much like she is talking to herself and leading him through the conversations. Like, and then you talked about how my dad hugged you, right? Tell the story. And listen, I'm happy for them if they're happy, but I've got some predictions because this is giving religious leader. This is giving take our course on how to find your twin flame. There will be self-help videos and a subscription service coming right on out of this because this is setting the stage here. Even just the idea that somebody probably shot this for them is more
one-part series. Now, I didn't watch the full 21-part series. I got in and out of it, and it was everything that was said could have been said in 30 seconds, like, honestly. And it was kind of like, where have I been? But it's like, you've been here the whole time. You just
level deeper. And that's talking about what we've learned so far in the relationship and throughout this process and what we're carrying forward. The first thing for me is keeping what actually matters at the center. And number one, first and foremost, is our faith. Keeping God at the center of our lives and our relationship. It's so funny we talk about this often, but when we're in the Word and actively praying together, it makes everything so much easier. You start your day off with that. Everything just has a level of ease to it. I can't explain it.
What I would say is, like, if you start your day with good thoughts and positive thoughts about yourself, about your future, these are bad thoughts. Change the whole day.
God makes a way and is a help that nothing else can match. So that's first and foremost. The other big one that we've learned over the last few months is our confidence.
just posted without him beside you, and now you're posting him with you. So I think when she meant where have I been, it was kind of like reintroducing herself as like a girlfriend, a future wife, rather than just this kind of dating guru. Constantly posting about going slow, but she wasn't going slow at all with this guy. And it was a really hard watch, and I've gone back and watched previous videos, and a lot of it is cringe. But when you're in a relationship in the first couple of months, everything is cringe. There's
Good morning, it's day 4 at Disneyland, and me and this something new are officially in your pass holders. We're very excited about this. How excited are you?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, good. See, it's on tape.
We're gonna have a breakfast now. A little coffee, burritos, couple of rounds, maybe 2, 4, 6, and then
Yeah.
video I posted of me and Lewis running up the sand dunes, and I look back and I think it's the cutest video ever, but there is a part of me that goes, it's cringe, but I'm not going to delete it. But yeah, so it's the start of it. And I also do believe in that, you know, when you meet your person, you meet your person. Everyone has a soulmate. I'm a firm believer in that. And people really fixated on their first date. She took a video in the bathroom. So she took a video in the bathroom, basically like, he's my future husband. Like, I think this is the one. And people are like, red flag, red flag. And I think, I'm engaged to the guy that I probably would have done that in the bathroom if I was sharing my dating history online. I definitely would have shared the fact that I'm on a date with my now fiance, but my future husband. So they met at the gym. His name's Lucas. He's Brazilian. It's kind of irrelevant. He's kind of like a fitness influencer, but nowhere near her following. Like, literally nowhere near. She's millions and he has like 2. You know, kind of like on that level. And a lot of people think that, I'll get to that in a second actually about him, because he's slightly irrelevant and it's all alleged. First month of them dating, she introduced him to her family, which was one of her big no-nos.
Okay, I'm so nervous.
yes.
Okay, I am bringing him home to meet my dad and my bonus mom, and
She was really happy that he was a man of God and spoke about his actions matched his words. And I think in the start of a relationship, every action matches their words. And I'm not saying, I've been in a relationship for 7 years, that Lewis is my fiance. Lucas is Danielle's boyfriend. But I'm not saying that his actions don't match his words. But certainly when you get into real life, everything slightly changes. And I think, yeah, I think you can kind of know at the beginning though, so that's why I'm like slightly biased, because I think like if I look back I can quite compare a lot of this, but a lot of it I can't compare. So she was a big fan, he was a man of God, they went on lots of dates. It was basically stuff that she was kind of against. I think the man of God thing is she wanted someone. He didn't talk in the videos either. These 21 videos, you could probably compile into about 10 seconds of all the things he said. But I think possibly because he's Brazilian, so English isn't his first language. When he was talking to, he wasn't a big influencer like her, so like why would he want to spoke? And 3, she was a lot more comfortable and outspoken and wanted to get her story out to her followers, not to him. So I think that's why he probably didn't talk a lot. To play devil's advocate, another big thing that everyone seems to be so fixated on is the fact that she paid for dates. She mentioned like after like a couple of weeks she bought a load of concert tickets and dinner, and then so every Friday they would go to a concert, every Saturday they go for dinner, and then they would go to church on Sunday. But I mean, she never came outright and said like she pays for all the dates. She just said she bought all them concert tickets, which I don't think is the problem. Like, I don't know, like if whoever has the more money might pay for that stuff, but I don't think that's inherently a bad problem. But I think if he never plans anything, or if she does plan and pay for it and he doesn't add that extra little cherry on top of the cake, then that's a problem because she's putting in all the effort. But as long as he's putting in effort too, I don't really see it as a problem. I'm really going to talk about him too much, but a lot of the discussion online is he's a fitness guy, but he doesn't have money or followers like she does. And a lot of people saying that they had seen him like do food deliveries and all this kind of stuff, and I think, well, that's really unfair. If he does food deliveries and he's trying to work up his fitness thing, like you can't really judge him on that. You should just be appreciating the fact that he's out there trying to make some money and like making a job for himself. There was a lot of people just fixating the fact that he was Brazilian and probably just in it for the wrong reasons. But I don't know, I think when it comes to that part of the story, we kind of have to wait for it to unfold, because last I checked, they're in like Disney at the moment, and there's all like, oh, did you pay for Disney? She hasn't come out saying she's paid for Disney. He hasn't come out saying he's paid. So I think it's kind of like one of those things where it's like we just need to wait and see how it all unfolds. So there probably will be an update to this video in a couple of months. Conclusion, because I always like to leave on a positive note. I think people are mad and jealous because he's an attractive guy, she's an attractive girl, she's successful, and she's found love. So like the millions of people that have followed her because she was finding love, and now that she's found love, they don't want to follow her. And I think it is partly just because they're jealous. 100k views, so like she's still laughing the whole way to the bank, so I don't think there's any problem with that, and I think she's happy, so who cares? And if like, I mean, as long as he's not completely draining her bank account, she's paying for a couple of dates, is it an issue? He makes her happy. Because if this was on the other foot and you know he was paying for everything, no one would say anything. So I think that's where the double standard in it is, and I think that's where I'm like a bit lost on it. But we don't know who's paying exactly for what. I think her problem is she just over-explained in the 21-part series, and she did come out with a video after talking about how she's sorry that she over-explained everything. She just built it up in her head a lot more than she probably needed to. I'm probably not going to follow her now, even though that she's in a relationship. I don't really care for any of her content. I just checked in to do this video. I think she's just a girl and we're all just learning. So just like give her a break. And I also think go back and watch some of her old videos and take her advice rather than follow what she's doing. Because I think it's just her being a hypocrite is the problem for everyone. And I think if she hadn't done such a weird 21-part series and was just like, look, I know I've said all these things, but I've fallen for the one. So let's ride this train together and see how we get there. And I think that's the problem. People just over-explain, and I'm an over-explainer, so I get it. Anyway, that's the end of the video for today. I hope you liked it. Short and sweet one. Please let me know what you think of my video in the comments. Do you like my dress? I really like it. It kind of goes down to my ankles. Lewis says he doesn't like it, and I've only put it on for the first time. Let me show you. Really cute. Lewis said he didn't like it, but now that I have it on, I think he might like it, because sometimes I think he just visions things differently. Not that I actually care what he thinks, but I still like got it and kept it on. But yeah, I like it. I think it's cute. I think it's super flattering. Yeah, that's the end of my video. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And would you rush into a relationship like this, or would you like to take her first advice? Because I rushed, and I could do a video about my relationship and show you how I rushed. But yeah, it worked out for me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my videos. Hope you get out in the sun today for a walk, and I'll see you in my next one.